Xbox lead engineer Jason Ronald talks game optimization for the Xbox Series X, and Phil Spencer takes a jab at PlayStation 5 and more. Let's take a closer look.
It's about the experience of the games. We want you to hear the games first, not our console. We want the power inside of the console to be predictable, to be high powered so that you're getting an amazing experience.
Welcome everybody and thank you for joining me. So let's start with the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, because he had a lot to say about the PlayStation 5 and how he believes Xbox will fare against them. In an interview with GameLab, Phil Spencer stated that he thought PlayStation did a good job with their event and even reached out to Jim Ryan and congratulated him. But with the formalities out of the way, he went on to say that he felt good about the Sony show. He said that the hardware advantages of the Xbox will show, and even that the game library of the Xbox Series X will stand out at launch, which was surprising to hear. We know that Xbox will have the power advantage, whereas Sony opted for the speed advantage with their SSD, but if Phil Spencer says he feels good about the game library as well, there must be some big games in the pipeline. I assume all of that will be revealed at the July showcase. Now Phil Spencer also said that he felt good about the frame rate advantages Xbox will have. There has been claims that Xbox will have frame rate advantages all the way up to 120 frames for many titles, whereas Sony is yet to confirm 60. Not to say that it won't happen, but also keep in mind that Assassin's Creed Valhalla will run at 50 frames on the Xbox Series X, so make of those claims what you will. But on a serious note, I do expect high frame rates for both consoles. We also need to be realistic though. We will not always be able to get the best of both worlds. Just like on a gaming PC, sometimes power will have to be sacrificed for those higher frame rates and vice versa. Now let's talk optimization for the Xbox Series X, because Jason Ronald had a lot to say regarding that. Now this is important to know. There are two types of games that you will get. First will be the games that is specifically built for the Xbox Series X, like Halo Infinite. That means developers will take full advantage of the Xbox Series X power and will build their games with that hardware in mind, but more importantly for that hardware specifically, and then the games will be pushed down to the Xbox One. Whereas games like Gears 5 will be built with the Xbox One in mind and then optimized for the Xbox Series X. Now the reason why this is important is because we saw games before that was built for one operating system and then ported over to a newer one, but that new port does not take full advantage of the new hardware. With Xbox Series X optimization, games will be able to take full advantage of the Xbox Series X power, even if it was not built from the ground up specifically for that console. Now optimization will not be clear cut. Jason Ronald said that there will be 3 different categories that will determine optimization of a game for the Xbox Series X. Games that will be optimized are those that will push visual fidelity, higher frame rates and ray tracing. So for instance, if a game wants to sacrifice resolution for higher frame rates, that game will be perfect for optimization. That means that your game will have a 4K 60 frame mode as well as a 1440p 120 frame mode, for instance. That goes back to what I said earlier, sometimes sacrifices between frame rate and resolution needs to be made. Optimization could also potentially mean that you can maybe get bigger open worlds on certain games for the Xbox Series X as opposed to the Xbox One, for instance, because the optimized game for the Xbox Series X can, for instance, take advantage of the faster SSD. Keep in mind, all of that is only possible if the developer choose to optimize their game that way. Now Microsoft also said that games will be running at 4K 120 frames, and that is a massive combination. Now Jason Ronald went on to say in his interview that it will be much easier for game developers to bring their games from the current generation to the Xbox Series X. He said Gears 5 only took 2 weeks to optimize for the Series X, so it is nice to see Xbox putting measures in place and making it easier for developers to bring us Xbox Series X games at the best possible resolution. But for now, this is where I'm going to end it. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing, and as always, please remember to stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and I hope to see you again soon.